back, I saw a movie, a documentary movie, which is called Crude. And it tells the story of a native community in Bolivia who was having an ecological disaster caused by ExxonMobil, in which the ecosystem was being destroyed by contamination, but also the native peoples who live in those lands were being poisoned, and their children were becoming sick. In order to solve the situation, there was a lawsuit at the United Nations, and one of the solutions that the lawyers saw was to bring one of the natives who have never left their homeland, and they brought him to New York, where he was going to speak in the name of the whole community. As they were walking towards the United Nations building, this is the story, it's not in the movie, but I read it. What he said is that as they were approaching the United Nations building, the lawyer was rushing, and he pulled from his pocket, his keys, a set of keys. And when he pulls the keys from his pocket, this person stopped and immediately made a sign to him to stop. When the lawyer stopped, then he bent down and he picked from the floor a dime that has dropped from the pocket of the lawyer. He picked it up. And the lawyer was so confused and intrigued. How can this person, among all the noise, pollution, people walking, cars honking, and everything happening in that big city, how this person could hear when he dropped the dime? He didn't saw it, he heard. And he kneeled and he picked it up. He was surprised. And it was a big lesson for him. For the man was nothing out of the ordinary. He had learned in his daily life how to listen, how to be assertive, attentive of everything that's going around him. He can hear the birds sing in the morning, the wind blowing through the trees, and the water falling through the river, the rain dropping, and he can be attentive to all the noises in nature. So it was very simple for him to listen and distinguish the noise of the coin dropping to the floor. Why I bring this example to start the reflection of today? Well, Jesus in the Gospel say, what I said to you in the darkness, speak in the light. When you hear a whisper, proclaim on the housetops. That's what Jesus said to the 12 in the passage we just heard. What a beautiful image. He's telling them that God isn't going to speak to them in a loud, dramatic, and explosive way. He's not going to hit him over the head to get their attention or shout at them from on high. Rather, he's going to come to them gently, quietly, in an intimate and loving and peaceful way. They shouldn't expect the voice of God to speak to them with great fanfare and booming voice from the outside. No, He's helping them understand that God's voice, and that means His voice too, will best be heard in quiet and darkness, with the lights and sounds of a busy world kept at distance. Only then will they know what to do and where to go and what to say and how to say it. And so it is with us. So it is. One of the best moments for me to wake up in the morning is at 4:20 in the morning. Why 4:20? Because I have paid attention what is happening outside my window. And what I have discovered is that since spring, the birds start singing at 4:20 in the morning. And I hear one bird sing, and then I heard two, and then I heard three, and then I heard four, and then I have the whole forest where I live full of sound of the bird singing and praising the Lord for the dawn of the new day. And that's when I sit at the edge of my bed and I begin my daily morning prayer. I begin this relation with Jesus, with God, a personal relation, in which I pay attention what He has to say, and then I talk to Him and I tell Him what I need to make it through the day. Why I bring in this subject? You know, the gospel today is very rich in so many ways. We could go and talk about it. But the situation is that we live in this modern life, especially in this country, you know, and living in this, with all the commitments and all the appointments and all the distraction, I can assure you that we might lose contact and and we need to be present to listen what the Lord is trying to say to us. If we add to all the busyness that we have in our life, and then we add all the gadgets and all the technology that we have, it can lead us astray from Jesus. And if we add to that all the temptations, and all the moments and the opportunities to have, that we have to follow something that is distant and different than what is trying to tell us. We might be in a spiritual problem. And if we add to that, all of us, all of you who are currently raising children or caring for an elderly parent, those things pose some huge and additional challenges for us. And quite honestly, we are a busy group of people. I find myself in the same way, struggling to find time to kneel down and talk to my Lord and listen to Him and continue my relations with Him. So it is a challenging world in that we live in. But I have found that the busiest people are the finest people also, that you can find, because they're dedicated, committed, and people who really know where they're going, and they make things happen. So, busy people, finest people. But at the end, I just want to say that among all the busyness that we have, that all the runnings and agendas full and all these distractions, I just like to end saying we must and we should, in our personal life, always find and make time to have this dialogue with Jesus Christ our Lord. Because He said, what I said to you in darkness, speak in the light. What you hear whispered, proclaim on the housetops. Listen, practice what you heard, and serve the Lord with love. That's the challenge for us today.